Yes? Good. Okay, good morning. We are now in Yeshiva or Tamimim, and we're learning the Maamarim from the previous Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak, and it's about Moshe Kibul Torah Misinai. And we're now in the second chapter. No, I'm sorry, we're not in the second chapter. We're in the first chapter, in the second half of the first paragraph. Okay, what are we learning Chassidut for in general? What's the purpose of Chabad, Chassidut? Why do we have to have all these things? These ideas. After all, if you learn Chassidut, it doesn't tell you how to be a doctor or a lawyer, how to make money, how to fix your car. It doesn't really teach you directly, it doesn't give you like advice about how to get along in life and how to make friends and influence people, how to get along with your children or your wife. It doesn't give you direct advice like that. Once in a while it throws out. What's the main thing that it talks about in Chabad Chassidut is God. It talks about God and it talks about the Jewish people and how we're supposed to relate to God. Now a commandment in the Torah, you read it every day, at least twice, that you're supposed to love God with all of your heart, and all of your soul, and all of your mind. You're supposed to love God. Huh? Well, the commandment is to say it twice. But you're right, we say it at least 4 times, because we say it in the morning, and it's part of the davening, and then we say it's the commandment, Shema Yisrael, and then we say the commandment in the evening, in Maamarim, and then we say it before we go to bed. And we say it, and we say it, and we say it, but what does it mean? It means that you're supposed to have love for God. Love for God. If you have love for God, what does that mean? What does it mean if you have love for God? It means an emotion. You're supposed to have an emotion for God. Now, how can you get emotional about God when you don't see God? You don't see Him. And you have this sort of inkling, maybe He exists. That's why you came to Yeshiva, probably. Figure that's why you do Torah mitzvahs, because you feel, probably there is such a thing as God. And if you're pressed right to the wall, you probably give your life for God. If somebody says, either bow down to this statue or something, or kiss this cross or something, or will kill you, as it could be that you'll give your life for God. Maybe now if you thought about it, you wouldn't do it. But if you were pressed against the wall, could you do it? Right, you won't get punished. Forget about that. When it comes to the truth, all of a sudden, right? Second base, if somebody said, okay, either we're going to kill you or we'll kill your mother, which one would you rather do? You won't get killed if you say, listen, don't kill me. You won't get killed. Nothing will happen to you. They're going to do the whole thing. They're going to, right? They won't get killed. But I'm going to say, no, my mother, don't kill my mother. Don't kill her, right? You don't want to die, but it's just too real for you. You can't. So now, how are you going to love God? How can you come to do this commandment of loving God? And it's a constant commandment. You're supposed to love God all the time. It's a commandment you're supposed to do 24/7. No matter where you are, no matter who you are, if you're a Jew, you're supposed to be loving God. So, number one, how can you love anything all the time? That doesn't make any sense. Even a person who loves, baseball, these people who are fans of their team, they don't love them all the time. There's other things that they do in life. Even the biggest, craziest, soccer fan or whatever, they're willing to go and get in battles for their team. They go for a certain one and win. They don't love them all the time. We're supposed to love God all the time. And also to fear God all the time. To believe in God all the time. There's a constant commitment. How can you do all these things all the time? So it must be that we have to find that God is really very, very, very real. Real, and it must be that He's everywhere. And it must be that He won't get in our way of loving other things. A person can still love his wife, his children, your money if you want to, but it won't stop you from loving God. Right? In other words, your love of God is going to be greater than your love for all these other things, and it's going to permeate everything there is. It's going to permeate your wife and your children and your money, and everything there is going to be influenced by your love of God. Now, but God has to be real to you. How can you make God real? First of all, my wife, my children, my money. That's the question. Those things are real. But God is supposed to be more real. And I'm supposed to see that God gives me all these things. My wife, my children, and even more. That even if I don't have all these things, as long as I'm a Jew, I'm supposed to love God. Right? No matter, there were people in concentration camps Hashem Yishmor, everything was taken from them. They saw their wives and children fill up their eyes, and they still loved God. Right? They still love God. How did they love God? How did God allow these things to happen? Okay, there's no logic behind it, but they still love God. They came out, they were still observant Jews. Right? How do you love God? Okay, so now here the Rebbe is explaining how to love God in a really practical and serious way, that you can love God in a fun way, in a pleasant way, a positive way. How can you love God? It says the way that you can love God is that you have a godly soul. God is already inside of you. It's already there. So it's not that hard. It's not a totally new thing. Like you have to teach a person who doesn't know German how to speak German. That doesn't know German. You have to tell somebody. Loving God is already inside of you. Every person, every Jew automatically has a love of God. Could be every person already has an appreciation of God. But now we're talking about the Jewish people. Every Jew has a love of God. I think we can turn this thing off because it's not. It's pretty pleasant outside. So how do we do it? We have what we call the godly soul. The godly soul that already loves God, it already feels God, it already knows God exists, is already aware of Hashem. It's already there. It's almost like a person that has a sense of music or a sense of art or something like that, but just doesn't, they never took classes. Right? The guy's a genius in music and art and mathematics and whatever. He's got that talent, but he doesn't know it. He always has a certain thing. All of a sudden he's exposed to it a little bit, all of a sudden he becomes a great artist again. Every Jew has a feeling of Hashem. It's inside of us. It's one of our souls. It's a certainty. Without any doubt, God exists. Every Jew has it. Every Jew also has what we call an animal soul. What's an animal soul? A natural soul. That everybody, we haven't got no questions about. Everybody knows they exist, except maybe people who are neurotic or schizophrenic or something like that. Right? A normal person feels himself. Here I am. That's the animal soul. In between, there's what's called an intellectual soul. The intellectual soul is really the upper part of the animal soul, but it's really almost like a thing in itself. It's a thing in itself. The intellectual soul. The intellectual soul loves ideas. Loves ideas, to read a book, right? To read a book, to listen to a lecture, to hear even a joke, right? You hear a joke. That's the intellectual soul. Your intellect is working, right? It could be a very low aspect of the intellect, but it's your intellect. Intellect is a real thing, right? I have an idea. I have my idea, right? That's intellectual soul. Came along, for instance, in the what is it, the early 20s, 30s, came along. Sigmund Freud came up with ideas, how to raise your children, destroy generations, but ideas. Alfred Adler, ideas, right? Came along. Karl Marx, an idea, intellect. All of a sudden, this idea conquered all of Russia. People started killing each other. An idea, right? Hitler, Max stands up and talks, gives people ideas. Oh yes, Germany. We have to have a big Germany. This is the most important thing. We can kill people for. All of a sudden, the ideas change people's whole lives. Just an idea, right? And the philosophers stood up. Nietzsche, these guys. There's no meaning in life. Just do whatever you want. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. An idea. Ideas came. All of a sudden, a person comes with an idea. Right? What's the idea of Mashiach? Mashiach is going to come and teach everybody, show everybody ideas. People are going to see, right? Comes along Muhammad, comes along this guy, an idea, you're going to go to heaven, you're going to do this, you have to kill this, an idea. People read the book, oh, let's go kill people. Ideas. That's the intellectual soul. The intellectual soul loves ideas, it lives in ideas. Now says the Rebbe, we have here Hasidut Chabad. Chabad, Hasidut, is to appeal to your intellect. Your intellectual soul. Your intellectual soul is supposed to start to think about ideas. Like people got excited about communism. Yes, the enemies of the world are the capitalists. People have money, we have to deal. No more money. Oh, this is it. Yeah, guy sits and thinks about it. Now I start to understand the reality. I start to see the truth. Right? This is it. Money is the cause of all evil. The world, gotta get away with all money. Gotta kill all the capitalists. Anybody has money, we'll kill them. people got excited. It's a wonderful idea. It's a one thing, the problem for all the world, the whole one thing. Ideas. Right, what you're supposed to like, what you're supposed to hate, idea. Says the Rebbe, now we're going to have some ideas about God. When a person thinks ideas about God, so what happens is his intellectual soul gets excited, and from that his animal soul gets excited. Now the Rebbe is going to explain how it works. Let's look and see. Here. Last one in line is who. Let me do this quickly, all right? Who? Last one in line. It's way up there. Did you get this? You think you got these ideas with Dan? Huh? You think you got it? You get the words? Okay, let's go. Who? And it is. The ka'asher that when. See, first one in line, the ka'asher, it's way up there. There must be about, let's say, 12 lines from the top of the page. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 lines. See, the ka'asher? You have it? Akiva.
Yes, we got it.
You can move those books out of the way so you can write on the table if you want.
Robert, the reason is because it's so far away from me.
Whatever you want. So sit over here. You can sit another place.
Yes.
Sit here. Sit here. You'll be famous. You'll sit and you'll be in the pictures. Okay? You have a pencil? You have a pen? You have a pen? Here, I'll give you a pen. Here, take a pen. Here. Sit down. Who it is? The ka'asher that went. Now, this is practical. I hope practical things that you'll actually do this. The ka'asher that went. Hanefesh hasichlis. Your intellect. When your intellect. Okay, you with me? See where we are? Kobe. The ka'asher. First one line. 13 lines from the top of the page. The ka'asher. Ka'asher. You have it? No. Ka'asher that went. Hanefesh hasichlis. The intellectual soul. Masages. Understands. Hasaga. An idea. Elokis, an idea about God. When your mind understands an idea about God, be'hanacha tova, well, hanacha tova means it's well, it's laid out by you, right? Like the communist, right? Comes along, guy says, the problem of the world is that there's classes, and the lower class and the upper class has money, and they put down the low class. The low class can't raise up because they're always working all the time, and the rich people, they have the money, they have the leisure, they have the time, they have they can go to university, they can learn, and the poor people, they're just trying to make bread. We're going to do away with all that. We get rid of the rich people. The person says, "Hey, this is an idea. This is an idea. Woo. Right? It means there won't be any more money. Then everybody will go. Oh, all of a sudden it's laid out well. Get the idea is good, but he gets excited. Oh, this is an exciting idea. That their Inyan Eloki, but now we're not talking about politics or economics, we're talking about that a godly idea, leik zich gut up, it's laid up well in seichel, in his mind, enushi, in his intellectual mind, in his human mind. Mitpa'el, and he gets excited, but mocho, in his brain. Vayikar, the main thing, belibo, in his heart. An hanoam, the pleasantness, varivos, and the sweetness, shell of hasaga, idea, of this idea. But I'll give you just a small idea. Let's say you hear music that you like. You say, wow, this music is really beautiful. Woo, this really gets me. Let me hear this again. Plays it again. This is so beautiful. I love this. How this guy can play the violin. Fantastic. Say, you know, where did this beauty come from? Where does beauty come from? I don't know, from the music. No. Beauty is something that's higher than the music. Right? And the music is just notes. But when it's harmonious, it does something that touches on a thing called beauty. That's pretty nice. It's a pretty good idea. Where does beauty come from? What do you think beauty comes from? Beauty comes from the aspect of Tiferes, of God. Tiferes. That's only the Tiferes of Yetzirah. Then there's Tiferes of Bria. All the angels, it says, when they feel this beauty, they go berserk. The angels. It's pretty nice. That's only Bria. What about Atzilus? The beauty of Atzilus is even greater. Right? That's even greater. All this is just a creation of God. God is the infinite beauty, the infinite... Ooh, you start to think about this. Now, a person who really appreciates music, or really appreciates beauty, and a person who's got a really sort of refined soul, isn't that? Oh, Hashem is beauty. It's the source of all beauty. I never thought of it that way. I thought God only punishes you. God is a source of you. Mean God, think of how beautiful God is. There's an idea. That's an idea. Oh, right? That's a really idea. Another person could care less about idea. He's for power. You know how powerful the sun is? Yeah, the sun is more powerful than like 20 billion atomic bombs every single second going up. You know where that power comes from? That comes from the Gevura of Yetzirah. That's pretty good. Gevura of Yetzirah comes from the Gevura of Bria. That's the angel Gabriel. And that comes from the level of the Gevura of Atzilus. That's even higher. And all this is just creations of God. God is infinite Gevura. Wow, God must be really powerful. God creates the sun. He creates this really talks to him. But the idea is laid up by him. Right? Another person can look and he can see an animal. Well, I can see how it's alive. Hashem gives life to this thing. Oh, this is pretty amazing to see a sunset. Some people see here an idea, mathematics, whatever it is. A person sees the order of things. He sees the beauty of things. He sees the power of things. He sees the goodness of things. So he looks at a child's eyes. Ooh, Hashem, look at the miracle Hashem created children. Amazing. But whatever the idea is, it's just an idea, right? That God does these things. The idea becomes laid up very well in his mind. Here, behold, then the person gets excited. He starts to get excited about God. If I get excited about money, if I get excited about the sun, if I get excited about a child, if I get excited about music, how much more so I can get excited about this is an idea. Here, behold, he's palus, the excitement. Klolis, this general excitement. Hainu, namely.
You just got that one on?
Did I? Oh, yes. Here, behold, right. He's palus, zu, I'm sorry, this excitement, nirgeshes, is felt. Gam, also, the nefesh hamis, in the animal soul. This excitement is felt also in the animal soul. Shegam, that also, it, mispaelis, gets excited. The excitement also goes down to your animal soul. Your animal soul, the animal soul that was excited about the money, all of a sudden your animal will get excited about God. How can it be? Even though. That the excitement, write it down, first word of the line. The excitement, shalom, that it's excitement, the excitement of the animal soul. He is an excitement, klal is a general excitement. The animal soul's excitement about God is general. The animal soul's excitement about the money, or about the beauty, or about the power. The animal soul gets excited. It sees, my team won. I got a lot of money. Look at the sun. It gets excited, right? But when you start talking about God, that's only an intellectual. So it's true the animal soul can get excited, but it gets excited in a more general way. It's not as specific as like when he really sees, my team wins. Victory. Where does victory come from? It comes from God. No good, but my team won. Comes from God. So you get the soul can get excited about God also, but the excited is in a general way. Not like he really sees it. It's still getting excited about an idea. I know. I share that. The excitement. Eino is not me'inyan from the thing. Hamusad, which is understood. Ki'im, but rather mitpalud, excitement, bilvad, alone. Because what does it mean? Let's take the example again. The guy is a big fan of the Liverpool bombs, right? Whatever the name of the thing is. And he is excited about this the fire bombs. The little fire bombs. And they won. They won the, international...
FIFA Cup.
What? The FIFA Cup.
FIFA.
Huh?
FIFA,
right. They play FIFA. These guys, the crowds are going berserk. It's their team. Liverpool Fireballs. They won. Right? And he's excited. He's like, this is great. Someone comes up to him and says, we'd like to put on the film. Sure, I'm so happy. I'll do anything. What's on the film? You're Jewish? Yes. You know, why are you happy? Because of victory. You know where victory comes from? Sure, it came from our team. Look at it. You know how that guy, how he flipped the glooper? That was fantastic. I never saw anything like it. Right? Says, yeah, there was tremendous opposition, and he did it. Oh, I'm so happy. Victory comes from God. Yeah, sure, from God. There's all these spheros in the upper worlds. There's the Yetzirah, Bria, the victory. There's such a thing as victory without the team. Victory, you experience. For instance, now you experience victory, there's no team. Right? There's no team. The victory. Oh, I'm happy. Happy. Victory comes from a level of godliness. Maybe there's no point in you coming, but no point.
Why?
Go somewhere else. Seriously, I'm serious.
Why?
No point.
Why is there no point?
Because it's mezalzel. It's mezalzel in the class. It's just like a joke. It's a joke.
It's not a joke.
It's a joke. It's a bad joke, but it's a joke.
It's not a joke. It's raining
Okay.
outside.
The excuse is a worse joke than you're coming late.
Why?
I have to take the whole class to explain the psychology.
Obviously, it's great.
What can I do? Let's go. I explain why. Why you tell stupid jokes? Why you come late? I don't know. Why you tell stupid excuses? I have no idea why. Why? I'm not a psychiatrist. What kind of psychiatrist? So what happens? The guy all of a sudden he gets excited. How is he getting excited? Well, God, really good. There's Yitzhira, Bria, Yitzhira. Victory alone. Ooh, he gets excited about victory. The other guy gets excited about beauty. Gets excited about this. And it all comes from God. After the fellow sees his team, he gets really excited. After he sees the beautiful picture, he gets excited. He hears the music, he gets excited. He sees the sun, the power, he gets excited. Right? After you explain him about God, he also gets excited. He's not as excited. Now he's only excited about an idea. He's not excited about this. When you convinced him the godliness is really more real than his team, he understands it, but he doesn't really feel it. He doesn't get excited about God like he gets excited about this thing. But what's he getting excited about? He's getting excited because he's excited. Just the excitement. The animal soul loves to get excited. We'll see. He's palusa nefesh hasichlis. But the excitement of his intellectual soul, he is mi'inyan ha'asaga. It's from the topic of understanding. Hamuseges lo, which is understood to him. The intellectual soul, its whole thing is ideas, so it gets excited about ideas. Oh, but see where we are, Kobe, have it? Oh, but his pal is the excitement. Nefesh Abaham is of the animal soul. Eno me'inyan musag. The excitement of the animal soul